The story begins in heaven, where a monk was flying over some rocks. In fact, beneath these rocks were the tombs of the gods, and today this monk had come to send one of those gods down to earth. These were the same gods who had died thousands of years ago in a war with demons. Soon after, a boy named Chen emerged from the ground, and he was the human form of that very god. But because his memory had been erased, Chen couldn't remember anything. But then suddenly, the monk attacked Chen and told him that in time, he would remember everything on his own. After that, the monk pushed Chen down to earth. But on earth, he fell straight into a pond where a princess named Ju was already bathing. Seeing a strange man in such a situation, she got very scared and started screaming loudly. After that, she ordered her guards to take him away and lock him up in jail. Meanwhile, a prison guard named Nalan was tending to the wounds of a royal prison inmate named Zhelang. During this time, Zhelang was very angry. Actually, some inmates in the prison had attacked him, causing him to sustain a few injuries. While Nalan was busy with her work, on the other side, the rest of the prisoners were preparing to initiate a plan through secret signals. In fact, all those prisoners had made a plan to escape from the prison because Commander Shima had imprisoned all of them solely because they possessed magical powers. After surveying the surroundings, the prisoners took out their hidden weapons and attacked the guards. Seeing this, Nalan and Zhelang decided to run away to save their lives. After that, they went to a special place where some papers were stuck on the walls. But as soon as Zhelang touched one of those papers, a strange magical power entered his hand. In fact, those papers had been put up to steal people's powers. But at the last moment, Nalan grabbed Zhelang's hand and saved him. After that, they had no choice but to face the prisoners. At that moment, all the prisoners surrounded Nalan from all sides. After that, Nalan started fighting all the prisoners alone. But in the meantime, his companion was seriously injured. But before the prisoners could attack again, Shima arrived there and took away the prisoners' magical powers, locking them back in jail. Along with the others, Zhelang was also sent back to jail. Meanwhile, Princess Jiyu was taking Chen to the palace with her companions. But on the way, some bandits suddenly attacked them, and these bandits had come to take a magical bow that Jiyu had with her. To protect the princess, Chen also began to confront the attackers. Even with his hands tied, he was defeating the attackers one after another. And as soon as he was freed from the handcuffs, the same bow suddenly appeared in his hands. After that, he easily defeated all the attackers. But for now, Chen's body was not used to enduring magical powers, and that's why he collapsed unconscious on the ground. That evening, when Princess Jiyu brought Chen to the palace, Nalan was there to welcome them. As soon as she saw Jiyu, she asked why she had stayed away from the palace for so many days. To this, Jiyu told Nalan about the magical bow. In fact, they needed this bow to cure the king's illness. At that moment, Chen also regained consciousness, and as soon as he saw Nalan, he was reminded of his lover in heaven. She looked exactly like Nalan and had disappeared from heaven almost 10,000 years ago. At that time, Chen was also fighting against demons in the war. Meanwhile, Nalan and Jiyu were still talking, but at the same time, Chen reached the room where the magical bow was kept. As soon as Ju found out about its disappearance, she immediately ordered the soldiers to find Chen and imprison him. For now, Chen was trying to get away from the powers of the magical bow, but every time the bow would pull him back to itself, and this was also affecting the king's health. Whenever Chen held the bow, the king's health would improve, and as soon as he let go of the bow, the king would fall ill again. After this, Ju picked up the bow and handed it to the king, but it flew back on its own to Chen, who was hiding right behind the king. As soon as the king learned about this unique connection between himself and the bow, he immediately sent Chen to rest and take his medicine. Meanwhile, General Sima's son Lingang came to meet her, and it is then revealed that Sima and her son were the ones behind the attack on Yuer. Through this attack, they wanted to snatch the magical bow from Ju. Lingang had failed in this task, but then he told Sima about the unique connection between Chen and the magical bow. He also explained how Chen single-handedly used the bow to kill all the attackers. Hearing this, Sima was secretly very pleased because now he wanted to use Chen to plot against the king. Meanwhile, in his dreams, Chen was seeing his heavenly life, where he was fighting demons with the help of the magical bow. This meant that the magical bow was actually Chen's own weapon, and that was why it kept drawing itself towards him again and again. After waking up from his sleep, he went straight to Nalan and asked her if she was his beloved Xin. Denying this, Nalan said, "No, you are mistaken." Perhaps in the middle of their conversation, Lingang arrived there, and as soon as she heard his voice, Nalan told Chen to hide. In fact, on the orders of General Sima, Lingong and Nan were about to get married, and if Lingong found out about Chen, his life could be in danger. Actually, Nalan herself was not very happy about the marriage either, but even if she wanted to, she could not go against Sima's orders. As soon as Lingong left, Chen told her that the one who attacked Zhu was none other than this man himself, and he was saying this after recognizing Lingong's voice and shoes, which were exactly like those of the attackers. A few days later, suddenly some attackers arrived at the court to attack the king, but at the last moment Shima came there and saved the king. After that, she asked the king about the chain, but the king didn't really trust her intentions. That's why he refused to tell Shima anything. And supporting her father's decision, Jiyu told Shima that in fact, Chain had already been sentenced to death, so what's the point in finding out about him now? Shima knew that both of them were lying, and that's why, in the evening, he called Nalan to him to find out about Chain. But to protect Chain, Nalan also lied to Shima. After that, Shima told her to be ready for the wedding and left. Deep down, Nalan wanted to refuse the marriage, but she simply didn't have the courage to say anything in front of Shima. Meanwhile, Princess Jiyu secretly captured Chain and sent him to prison, but even there, Chain managed to free himself. After that, he made Jiyu his prisoner, and seeing all this, the soldiers immediately informed Commander Shima. Shima had been waiting for just such an opportunity, and as soon as he got the news, he rushed to the prison. After that, he ordered Chain to be locked up in a special prison, from which escaping was extremely difficult, and it was in this prison that Chain met Jilong, who immediately recognized him. In fact, Jilong had also fought on the side of the heavens in the battle between demons and gods, which is why he knew the truth about Chain very well. A few days later, Nalan and Lingong's marriage was arranged. But even on her wedding day, Nalan kept worrying about Chain's safety, and so, without telling Shima, she decided to help Chain and Jilong escape from prison. After escaping from prison, Chain kept thinking about Nalan's strange behavior. To this, Jilong told him that today was her wedding day. As soon as he heard this, Chain decided to return to the palace to meet Nalan, and when he arrived, he saw that the wedding had already begun. So to stop the wedding, he created a commotion there. Angered by this, Lingong stepped forward to confront him, and after an evenly matched fight, Chain finally defeated Lingong. Because of this, the wedding was called off right then and there. The next day, Nalan showed Chain and Jilong a secret book belonging to General Shima, in which he had written many secrets. The book revealed that Shima wanted to gather as many magical powers as possible to make himself stronger. He wanted this, and that's why he often captured people who possessed magical powers. Meanwhile, Sima arrived to meet the royal advisor Huan Tzu, and he wanted Huan Tzu to use his powers to bring Lingong back to life. In fact, Huan Tzu possessed extremely powerful magical abilities, and it was he who had told Sima to steal powers from as many people as possible. But this time, instead of helping Sima, Huan Tzu killed him. A little while later, Chen, Jialong and Nalan also arrived there, because now they had learned about Huan Tzu's plan. In fact, during a ritual, Huan Tzu was about to steal the powers of all the royal people, and Chen knew that he was doing all this so that by obtaining everyone's powers, he could become immortal. But the three of them had resolved that they would not let Huan Tzu's plan succeed under any circumstances. But Huan Tzu, using his powers, easily defeated all of them, and that very evening, he went to meet the king, where he told the king to organize the ritual the very next day. He lied, saying that this ritual was actually for the king's better health. The king didn't really know much about magical powers, so he immediately agreed to the ritual. The next day, Princess Zhou the king and all the members of the royal family gathered together for the ritual. As soon as the ritual began, Huan Tzu absorbed all their powers, causing everyone to fall unconscious. But just then, Chen and Jialong also arrived, and to stop Huan Tzu, Jialong transformed into a dragon, while Chen was fully prepared with his magical bow. After that, the two of them joined forces and easily defeated Huan Tzu. With his defeat, the king and the others regained consciousness, and finally, Chen's memory also returned completely.